Okay, y'all, Shabbat Shalom, welcome. And notice that like we call it the seats we call it the sacred curve or the holy arc, and they always snap back to somehow to being straight again, and it's very peculiar. Chair dynamic, I don't know what to call it, like chair groupthink, but the chairs manage to be straight lines over the course of not enough time, kind of like erosion. Just, I don't know. There's a sermon in there somewhere. I'm just thinking. It's not for tonight, but later sermon. But anyway, so Shabbat Shalom, and Roy, will you come up here and light the candles for us? Which is on page 120 if you want to follow along.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu b'chad ner shel Shabbat.
Amen, thank you. We now move to page 128. Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achiot gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov shevet achiot gam yachad. Hinei ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. We now move to L'Charodi, which you can find on page 138 of your prayer books. And this evening we're going to recite paragraphs 1, 5, and 9. And when we arrive on paragraph 9, I'm going to invite everyone to stand up and face the entrance as we greet the Shabbat bride. Lecha dodi likra kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmiyanu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem lefeterit v'letila. Lecha dodi likra kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likra kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Kiva ore kumi ori, uri shir daberi, kavod Adonai alek negila. Lecha dodi likra kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likra kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise. Boi v'shalom, ateret bal'av, gam b'smicha uv'zola, tochem unei am segula, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 You may be seated. We now move to Shalom Aleichem, which you can find on page 142 of your prayer books. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlaachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlaachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlaachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlaachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Just turn the page to 144. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba Be'ilma divrach yotev yamlik malchutei B'chayechon uv'yomechon Uv'chayerechol beit Yisrael Bagala Uv'izman ka'ariv V'imaru amen Yehei shmei rabba mevarach Le'alem ulal me'al maya Yitbarach v'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar v'yitbromam v'yitnaseh V'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shemei dekudasha barichu Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Da'al miran be'alama Ve'imaru amen. We now move to the Baruch Hu on page 146, and when you arrive there, I invite you to stand with me. Lie, 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 lie. You may be seated. Let's read together top of page 149 in the English. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hamariv ravim. Let's continue now to read the English on the bottom part of 151 together. Wisdom and wonder, passion, instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this of your holiest of works in the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We now continue with the Shema on page 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto Leolam Avad. 154. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavacha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meyotecha v'hayu hadevarim ha'elem asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha B'shinartam levarnecha b'divarta ba'am b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'techa havaderech u'shofbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leyot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha L'ma'am tizkeru v'atitem et chol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzetzi etchem meretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. We're continuing now on page 158. Those Legos are getting loud. Hey, will the kids move the Legos into the camp room, please? Yes, I'm talking to y'all. Raiden, yes, there you are. Matilda, Penny, Asher, Anna, move the Legos to the, yes, appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, 158. Lie, 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 mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'dar ba'kodesh, no Ra tehilot oseh efele, no Ra tehilot oseh efele, lie 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 lie. We now continue on page 162. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam b'rit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam b'rit olam. B'nei Uvein, B'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Just turn the page to 164 and I invite you to stand with me for the Amidah. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufiya kitani latecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufiya kitani latecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol v'Ha'ibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Ha'kol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo v'Yahava. Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ezrat Sa'ara Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeya Kol Atara Le'Yoshia Mashiach HaRuach U'Marit Haga Hashem Mechakel Chaim B'Chesed Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim Zomech Noflim Verofei Cholim Umatir Rasurim Umekayem Emunato Lishanei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot Umidom Melach Melech Meid Umechayem Umashmira Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'chayot ha'kol Baruch atah Adonai Mekayeh ha'kol. We will now continue silently until page 180. You may be seated whenever you like. Osei shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, Ve'yakol Yisrael, ve'yakol Yoshvei Tevel, v'imru, v'imru, amen. Hosei shalom b'mroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yos Yisrael, ve'akol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, v'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'akol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'akol Yisrael. Okay, some words of Torah. So the book of Leviticus is essentially a manual for procedures for offering sacrifices. And there are many reasons to offer sacrifices to Adonai. And each one requires unique steps for it to be done properly. This manual, likely produced by priests for priests, is specific, detailed, and long. It's one of those manuals where you already need a foundation of knowledge to find it helpful. It could be like reading a book on knitting patterns without knowing how to knit, or looking through an organic chemistry textbook without knowing the difference between inorganic or organic chemistry. These kinds of books require coming to them with a frame of reference in order to find them interesting or useful. These aren't beginning books. Now, ritualistic sacrificial practices is certainly a niche interest. So the book of Leviticus doesn't enjoy the popularity that other books of our Tanakh receive. In fact, it's actually quite amazing that such a technical book was canonized in our Torah at all. However, no matter how interested or disinterested you are of this book, almost everyone finds this week's portion quite fascinating. Because in this week's portion, we discover that ritual sacrifices are actually quite dangerous. And within these lists and lists of ingredients, actions, words, and blessings required for each offering, it's easy to overlook the possibility that a priest could get something about these rituals wrong. And what the book of Leviticus does not do is explain how to fix mistakes possibly made during a ritualistic sacrifice. This week, we learn why. Aaron's own sons, Nadab and Abihu, attempt a ritual in which they messed up somehow the fire component of the procedure. The text refers to this particular fire that they present to Adonai as an alien fire. I'll have more on that a bit later. So they present this alien fire, an apparent violation of the offering procedure, and their punishment for their mistake is instant death. The very fire they offered consumes them instead of their offering. And suddenly and violently, we are introduced to the stakes of messing up a ritual. The stakes are deadly. I remember once I studied this week's portion with a bunch of soldiers, and one of them happened to be an explosives expert. And right away, he understood what Leviticus was trying to accomplish. As an expert in disarming ordinances, his training required him to go through intense procedures that could not be missed or mistaken. If so, his life and the lives of anyone nearby could be forfeit. In fact, his lived experiences made Leviticus a fascinating book for him, not because he was into niche topics like ritualistic sacrificial practices, but because he was into intentional and meaningful procedures that prevent danger. And for me, the book of Leviticus changes when acknowledging that these rituals were essentially done on top of a deadly bomb. it changes the nature of the details in this book. What at first seems like quirky and an over-enthusiastic flair for procedures turns into a deadly serious concern for safety. And what's more concerning is that Adonai does not care about the hierarchy of the priesthood. If God is willing to punish Aaron's sons with death for incorrect ritualistic practices, then the entire priesthood is on notice. They could easily lose their lives if they are not careful. Now, our tradition is very confused by this whole alien fire situation. It's not at all clear what this fire could be, and our Torah doesn't offer any explanations. Our tradition's rabbis and scholars think the brothers were offering the wrong incense burner. Whether it was an accident or intentional is up for debate. But by comparing this to an explosive specialist, I think we need to recognize that this could easily have been an accident by the brothers. Aaron's sons perhaps grabbed the wrong incense burner, and God showed this newly formed priesthood how deadly that decision was for the priests. And while scholars try to understand Aaron's sons' choices, I think it's equally important to attempt to understand Adonai's choices. We know that Adonai makes intentional choices for the Israelites throughout the period of wandering. And we know that Adonai's choices in the Torah lead directly and indirectly to the death of some Israelites. And more than once does Moses have to prevent Adonai from annihilating the Israelites altogether. Adonai is a complicated character in our Torah and struggles to help the Israelites without experiencing God angst over it. But why does God create a system with zero margin for error? There's absolutely no wiggle room here. Does Adonai expect all systems to function with a 0% error rate? In fact, systems with no wiggle room are often considered quite cruel. For example, growing up here in the Alaska public school system, all the schools that I attended had a zero tolerance drug and fighting policies, which means as soon as a student was caught doing one of these two things, it triggered instant standard punishments that focused on the behavior rather than the person. It also gave teachers who witnessed these behaviors zero options on handling these infractions more humanely. And of course, these policies targeted peoples of color at a much greater rate than other demographics. 0% error rate policies generally make for poor systems. And yet, here we have Adonai enforcing one of the in the most dire way possible. However, there are systems that would do so much good if they have a 0% error rate. For example, healthcare systems. Any error in a healthcare system could lead to a possible death, and any error in a healthcare system could lead to a lifetime of struggling and heartache. I choose to believe that this is why Adonai punished Aaron's sons so harshly. Not because they risk their lives every sacrifice they offer, but because they have the capacity of harming all Israelites if they don't follow procedures correctly. That Adonai, for all of God's wisdom, chose to make an example of two brothers so as to prevent an entire priesthood from making a mistake. That this severe consequence created a culture of 0% error rate for the benefit of the Israelites for generations to come. It's not the greatest explanation, but it helps me cope with this week's Torah portion, which sometimes is the best that we can do. Thank you. We now move on back into our prayer books to page 371, the Misha Berach, a prayer for healing. And in our own community, we're thinking about these people who are in need of healing. Ross Rumack, Frank Erwiskin, Haley Goodstein, Bob Goodstein, Alex Bortnick, Anita Gibbs, Hannah Dietrich, Louis Spees, and Daphne Wistron. If there's someone you are thinking about who's in need of healing, please feel free to say their names out loud or in your hearts. Misha Berach Avotenu Mikor habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu, mikor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We now move to the Elenu on page 587 of our prayer books, and when you arrive there, I invite you to stand with me. Legulas Shabbat la'adon hakol, la'te'itala le'yoser breshit, shehu samchel pindulet shemo, v'garaleinu lahamlik malchuto, v'anachnu korim, u'nishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now turn to page 591. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech. May we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun over God over all humanity, and cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech ha'kol ha'aretz b'yom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo We now turn to the Mourner's Kosh on page 598 of your prayer books. In our own community, we're thinking about these individuals in the period of Shloshim, Renee Jacoby and William Benjamin Wolfe, and then we're thinking about these members, or these yard sites this week. Julia Barney, Noah Connors, Meyer Dushman, Anelia Rohde, Sarah Rosenblatt, and Eric Solberg. If there's someone who you are thinking about, please feel free to say their names out louder in your hearts. To Gunam Livracha, the memories be for a blessing. Yit Kedal, Yit Kedash, Shemei Rabbah, Ve'elma Divra Chirote, V'yamlik Malchute, V'chayechon, U'vyamechon, U'v'chayerechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, U'vizman, Kari, V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarak La'olam U'lamei Almaya, Yit Barak V'yishtabak V'yit Ba'ar V'yit Ramam V'yit Naseh, V'yitadar V'yitoleh V'yitolal Shemida Kudusha Barichu, Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechamata, Da'iman V'alma V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, L'chaim Aleni V'yakol Yisrael V'imru, Amen. Osei Shalom B'imromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleni V'yakol Yisrael V'imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Now, you may be seated, and I'm going to invite Roy up here to offer announcements.
Good evening and Shabbat Shalom. So our regularly scheduled events include Shabbat evening services Fridays at 6 p.m. You got that memo. And on second Fridays, there's a second Shabbat service at 7:30. We have oneg after services. Please consider signing up to sponsor an oneg if you like, in honor of a yahrzeit, a birthday, or other anniversary. There's a sign-up sheet on the wall just outside of the sanctuary right there. Our Shabbat morning services and Torah study start at 10:30 and run till about noon. We have two minyan meetings during the week. On Wednesdays, we have morning minyan via Zoom at 8:30, and people are welcome to attend that. And then on Thursday mornings, we have morning minyan in person here in the synagogue, followed by breakfast over at Kava Pancake House for those who choose to do so. And regularly on Sundays, we have religious school in the morning, starting with 9:30 for Hebrew classes and 10 a.m. for Shabbat time machine. Special things going on this Sunday, starting, let me switch this around, let me do them in a better order. First one is tomorrow. We have a fairly new thing this year, movie night on first Saturday of the month, and tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. is a movie called Monkey Business, The Adventures of Curious George's creator. And it tells stories. Apparently there's going to be Nazis and fleeing over hills, but maybe it's not The Sound of Music. This movie is not recommended for children. And then this Sunday, in 2 days, starting at 5 p.m., the CBS Youth Group is holding their Northern Lights celebration, and they're honoring this year Mobile Medics International, which is an international group that does emergencies, supplying of medical care, not only here, but in other parts of the world as well. Tickets are $10 in advance on frozenchosen.org or $15 at the door. And half of that money will go to our youth group and the other half directly to Mobile Medics International. Other special things we have going on the third Saturdays of the month at 12:30, we join with others to feed the hungry at distributing food at Fairview Rec Center on 10th Avenue. On second Saturdays at 12:30 p.m., we have the Torah Uncensored. So the next one of those will be a week from tomorrow. Those are always exciting. On third Saturdays with Rabbi Moshe, we have Exploring Judaism at 9 a.m. in our Zoom room. And every third Wednesday of the month, we have our CBS Board of Trustees meeting. It's at 7 p.m. live in the synagogue library, also available via Zoom. All CBS members are welcome and encouraged to attend. And then big news, CBS's Community Seder starts at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, April 22nd. That's second. Is it the 23rd? I stand corrected. The 23rd, which would be second night. Yes. Thank you. It is nonetheless Tuesday, though? Okay, Tuesday the 23rd. You can register for that online, also at frozenchosen.org. You'll need to log in through your membership account. Cost is $36 each, and children under 12 are free. And we're still looking for volunteers to assist with setup for CBS's Pesach Seder on Tuesday the 23rd. If you're interested in volunteering, you can contact Brenda Sims. She's first vice president of our Board of Trustees and is also chair of our holiday committee. And lastly, it actually is starting to get close now. CBS's third annual campout will take place at Trail River Campground near Seward again, and this year it will be July 18th through 21st. Put that on your calendar. Several of us in this room have gone now twice. We had a great time, and you all are invited. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rabbi.
All right, our concluding prayer will be Ozi V'zim Ra'yah on the bottom of page 647. vazimrat ya vayahi li lishua ozi vazimrat ya vayahi li lishua Ozi vazimrat ya vayahi eli lishua. Ozi vazimrat ya vayahi eli lishua. Ozi vazimrat ya vayahi eli lishua. Shabbat shalom. And please join us for oneg. There's treats. We got treats for oneg. I know there's chocolate cake over there.